easy way to push down buildings, take towers, get some objectives taken across the map. I don't see this Blacklist team pushing towers unless they win a team fight. So if they end up falling behind, it feels like their map just starts shrinking further and further into them. That they don't have like these easy, we're just gonna run somewhere, do half the damage on a tower and get out before you even get here.
Yeah, you definitely don't. I mean, I'm looking at Blacklist. They're gonna be probably looking to hit a certain timing on a gyro and just go forward. That is the easiest way for this lineup to win. And Talon, oh boy, they are. I think we could be in for a longer game. That's just what happens with the Naga Siren. But I've been watching a lot of South America. That's where it's super long. Maybe in Southeast Asia they're a little bit more chaotic.
What do you mean, bro? Southeast Asia, this is the region of long, drawn-out, never-ending games. Bro, one side has Naga, the other side has Gyro, Doom. We're gonna be here for a while, fam. Hope you have some water nearby.
That's cool.
Hope you're not in a rush.
I got quite a lot of sparkling water actually. So yeah, nice.
Sparkling water.
Let's go.
Oh no, dude. You're not a sparkling water fan. No.
It's just what I'm currently in another city to what I'm used to, and the water here from the tap isn't drinkable, and this is just what we bought the packet of. So that's
okay.
It is what it is.
For health purposes, that is acceptable. There's the horn no sound. Game gets underway. Little skirmish ended up happening in the bottom side of the map, but nothing serious. The one thing that we do see, though, is that Talon end up walking away with the lion's share of the bounty runes, getting 3 of them. Always feels nice to do that and not give up any kills in the process.
Yeah, that's nice. You just posture aggressively. You have to be afraid of the... there's just more level 1 stuns on the other side that are easier to connect in those spots. So you are just gonna allow them to have it. Though if there was a fight, we all know VT would be problematic level 1.
Yeah. Speaking of ETs, down bottom with this gyrocopter playing up against the Primal Beast and the Tiny. And this lane feels like there's not really that much to threaten the gyrocopter unless the Elder Titan leaves completely. But what do we expect to happen in this bottom side of the map?
Chaos. So Jokam is gonna be trying to make an unconventional lane with the pulls and stuff like that. So that's what you want. And then once you have all 3 spells on the Tiny Orb, Avalanche, and the Toss, because he hasn't started with the tree grab, then you try to kill him once you have the level 2 trample. That's what you do. But before that, you just run away from MJZ.
MJZ right now just happily threatening around here to WS, but for now, just trying to create space for Palos. Nothing too serious happening in this bottom lane as of yet. How's top looking right now? Because Gabby is falling very, very low here, but looks like Akashi and Ponyo have changed their attention towards Sims, who will also end up living. Will this lane be as chaotic as you're expecting from bottom?
This is a classic lane, right? You have one range, one range support, one melee core. You go for a farm trade, and that's about it. At some point, you could expect the Hoodwink and the Doom to make a move if maybe Doom gets a Stormcrafter, maybe mana burn, then he starts going for it. But I think if Gabby doesn't, then it's just gonna be him trying to farm and Akashi getting slightly ahead of him.
So far, nobody really pushing the envelope in terms of aggression in the laning phase. Just been farm trades all around, which so far Blacklist is winning. How's mid going? Abed 8-2 at the moment behind the 10-4 of Shuen. Pretty even situation. Not that easy for either of these heroes to really kill each other, and as long as you keep 1 point into win run, you shouldn't really die as Abed. Shuen, you're Leshrak playing in the mid lane, you shouldn't really die 1v1 either.
Yeah, probably not. We're probably going to be looking mostly at the support rotations here. So Tiny and the Oracle definitely better at coming to the mid lane and killing somebody, especially because there's a Wind Ranger on the other side, so the Purge of the Oracle makes a difference. I think that's something that you should be looking to do if you're Talon once those power runes start coming up.
Gabby kills off a courier, takes away the band of Elven Skin, delaying the treach from Akashi, but whatever. It's an Naga sign in the lane, doesn't really care. Actually, is there a... Ooh, mid lane! Abed! Okay, it's fine. He has that 1 point to win run. We just talked about it. He's cool. He's fine. He's okay. He's okay.
You don't want that to happen. during daytime. During nighttime, it's okay going for the walk of shame because of the extra movement speed. And we see the the mid laners go for that, wait for the 5-minute mark. But this is not ideal for sure. Very nice for the Lesh.
Uncontested wave, gonna get quite a lot of experience out of it. Will practically finish off his boots for him. So quite nice to be Tren. And down bottom, although the levels have come in, we do have the spells at the ready from this bottom lane. At least we have level 2 on the Tiny. They still haven't been able to make much headway. And unfortunately, that means Palos just free farming on this gyrocopter. And this is a very dangerous gyrocopter game for Talon to deal with.
Yeah, you could see that WS was starting to apply pressure, but now he's
actually
gonna
dead.
get smacked.
Yeah, homing missile chasing him down right now. Oh, one more right click is all that Palos needs. Finds him with the rocket barrage and end up getting the kill. First blood going the way of Blacklist rivalry. Yocam steps away for a second. It's the classic. Move for 1 second, your offlaner dies. Enemy team is much happier.
That's the one thing that I didn't take into account when it comes to rotating to the mid lane is how much pressure can be done on the other lanes. You leave the Doom alone, Naga gets one net and they can kill him. You leave WS alone, and well, Gyro is one of the best heroes to just run you down. Ponyo is in trouble though.
Definitely is. Ends up getting taken down on the top side of the map. Gabby sacrificed a lot of HP to make it happen, but definitely well worth it. So feeling good for Blacklist rivalry as they are up 2 kills to none across the map. And still farming well. I think that's the important thing. You know, it's one thing to be getting these kills when your own CS battle isn't being won, but by and large, they are already out farming Talon. So it's a very good place for them to be.
Yeah, definitely good. I mean, it's mostly this bottom lane, but everywhere else you're doing okay, and on the bottom lane you're crushing it. So it's pretty much the laning stage going your way.
That's
Did you see that tree cut?
Yeah. Try to get that bushwhack, but unfortunately Akashi too good. Had that Quelling Blade ready. Cut the tree, got out of trouble.
Yeah, it's like there's only one tree here, Tims. What are you gonna... And this is how you catch somebody.
Yeah. After this, they know that there's no way for Tims to defend himself, and now that he's gone, Gabby might be following him into the grave, being chased down by Akashi and Ponyo. And with the Purifying Flames, Ponyo will secure the double kill as Talon strike back hard in the top lane.
You see this there? This is what happens when an Oracle isn't being played too much, and then people forget. They forget how much these nukes can hurt. So it's way too much damage sometimes.
Bro, you know how many times I've died in my life? Just not like calculating that the Oracle has level 2 Purifying Flames. Like, oh, it'll be fine, bro. Just one nuke. And half my HP is gone and I'm dead. Like, wow, okay.
You know how you deal with that? It's you play the Oracle. I dealt with it that way. I think I have like 600 Oracle games, so no, I'm always the Oracle.
You can't beat him, join him. I like that.
Exactly.
So despite the couple of kills that we've seen happening, in terms of actual progression on the map, neither side have made much headway. The towers are very, very healthy for both teams. We haven't really seen any big rotations that have been that successful. So we really are going to be here for a long one if this is an indicator of the pace of this game.
doesn't have to be. So the Lash only has 1 point in Edict. I'm actually surprised. He went 3 points in Lightning Storm. So once we start seeing more in that, then the towers are gonna get pressured, and that is gonna be forcing out some fights and rotations.
On the map right now, we do see that Ponyo was sticking around middle, but not really going to be able to do something even though Chuen activates the Invis rune. Really no moves being made. It literally looks like, if you just look at the map, it's almost like the game just started. Like, given where everyone's positioning is at the moment. They are going to try for a mid lane though. Abed, they're going for him, but win run is up. Ponyo did come in for the Purifying Flames, but not enough damage. And now here comes the revenge, the reply. But Tims misses the bushwhack. So there's no way for them to hold these heroes in position. And Talon will just skirt away back to safety and reset the game.
I think Ponyo had the wrong idea there. He was like, I'm gonna use the Fortune's End to stop his wind run. But you have a Lesh, you don't really care about the wind run that much. Just make sure that you start it off after the stun connected, and then if it's a long Fortune's End, the Lesh might be able to do enough damage. I think that was a mistake that might have cost him a kill, but you never know.
Might be some kills happening here though. WS shows up into the mid lane, and we'll find this Elder Titan in the river. I bet you Primal Beast was very satisfied getting that kill. Feels like revenge. But now they want to steal the stack as well if they can. Primal sticking around the area. Are they gonna go in for this? Abed and Tim's considering mounting a defense, but not worth it to die for just a double hard camp. They're gonna let it go.
Yeah, but it still feels bad. Still, what did you expect? There is a Primal Beast and a Lesh on the other side, so Wind Ranger definitely cannot compete when it comes to taking that for themselves. This does leave the Gyro all on his own, but it's not like the Primal Beast could alone pressure him all that much when Palace is doing so much damage at the moment. Oh, cool. He's going for Maelstrom. Usually we see the Crystallis, but this is just the adjustment versus the Naga Siren.
Yeah. Amazing versus Naga. Help us farm speed given the pace of this game. As a Gyro spammer, I think like this is my third or fourth most played hero. Man, I'd be so happy right now. My tower is still fully healthy at 10 minutes. Primal Beast is not really progressing in the game. Their jumping heroes aren't doing anything, and I'm just free farming. Man, I would love to be him right now.
Yeah, that's the case. And Gyro is a timing-based hero. If you get like Maelstrom into an Axe, into a BKB, or sometimes even Satanic in a decent timing, nobody can do anything to you. Just come to a tower and like, come at me, bro. And there's absolutely nothing the enemies can do versus you. Even if it's not a Satanic and is a BKB, they're just gonna die before they do enough damage. And you are the type of hero that can be pressured, that can die. With this kind of a start, it is a lot tougher to do.
You have to remember, Gyrocopter has a pretty decent gain on his Agi, so his armor scales very well through the game. Nagasai is not going to be happy about the start he's getting, but they're not going to be happy about losing Tims either. He gets taken down here. Looking for revenge is going to be Abed. Beautiful Echo Storm from MJZ into the Shackle Shot, allows him to kill off this Leshrac. Ponyo, he's next on the chopping block. Having eaten a Coral Dawn and a couple of briefcase hits, he has no way to survive. Yokam follows them all into the grave as he loses his life as well. They might have found Tims, but they definitely got more than they bargained for as they lose the fight 3-1.
Oh, that's just so big. And this is the thing, Elder Titan in clumped up spaces can just be a big problem. 2 points in Echo Stomp there, and instantly now they're the ones going for a smoke. Also, I never took you for a briefcase guy. That's a stapler, though now he has this cosmetic when it's a hand, but it is a freaking stapler. It's not a briefcase.
It's a briefcase. It's a stylish briefcase, man. You know, got that new drip.
Okay,
new style going.
If you say so. You are the drip king when it comes to Dota, so maybe you're qualified, but I'm still going with a stapler.
The stapler is going to be needed in the top lane though if they want this tower. MJZ trying to get the Echo Stomp out onto Akashi. He actually might die here. They have the Doom from Gabby. They find the ultimate from the ET. They don't even need the Doom. As MJZ, briefless Dave case. Who cares what it is? I don't know. It just kills this Akashi Naga Siren. They do find quick revenge onto Abed though. WS with the ultimate from the Primal Beast ensures that they hold her in place, and they do not find the TPing out Elder Titan as MJZ escapes. But Blacklist, I don't think that's what they wanted. They wanted to just get that kill and get out. And now Gabby might be in trouble as well. He's going to get tossed back towards Ponyo. WS is here. Might not have the pulverize, but I don't think they're going to need it. Fortune's End to keep him in place. More right-click damage, and Gabby, very short little fall as he gets trampled down by his counterpart on the enemy team.
Looked like a good turnaround from Talon. Blacklist, they did save the Doom, however, so you can still go for a play. And I'm liking that this Naga is thinking she can get close to the Gyro, and it's gonna get even worse now when the Maelstrom gets delivered.
Carlos looking for the tower. They actually might die here. Akashi thinking about going back in with the help of Chuen, who has the AD rune. They go in with the Song of the Siren. Chuen is here. The assistance is on the way, but it's not going to arrive in time. Palos gets taken down. He got a little bit greedy there. He knew the fortification was still up on the tier 1. Desperately wanted the last click and ended up paying the price with his life. Mid lane.
Abed is being dove.
Might see Abed dying. Yeah, pulverized underneath the tier 1 tower, followed up by the Fortune's End. He's going to get himself jumped and he's going to get himself killed.
Yeah, I can understand why the Gyro wanted the bottom tower. It was super low, and you can make such a nice invasion there into the enemy triangle and the graveyard area that it can be worth taking it down, but it not dying is a problem, because now Talon are probably going to rotate after this mid lane right to the bottom.
Yep. So much space is now open on the map. Tier 1 mid is gone. Should be able to take down the bottom. Akashi's already there working it at the moment. So now all of a sudden, because they still have their own tier 1, so much space has opened up on this side of the map. They control everything, Harry. So the question is, you know, we were speaking about the difficulties of Blacklist, being able to make plays. Right now, Talon, not that far away from having the Blink Dagger on Tiny. WS is willing to make big moves. For Blacklist, how do they bridge the gap of initiation that they're experiencing at the moment?
Oh, it is the Doom, right? It is the Doom, and when he gets the Blink Dagger, and also Gyro, just being able to fight as fast as possible. That's why Palos is making a different build. He's actually going Maelstrom into a BKB. He's not even making a stop for the Ags. That's a dead Tiny, a very dead Tiny. That's our first Doom usage, right?
Yeah. It is. Probably Gabby. You know, this happens all the time when you play Doom, you get bored. And like, ugh, whatever, dude. This thing's just been sitting there, not doing anything. Might as well kill somebody.
A lot of people save it way too long, like, especially in the first 20 minutes when the enemies are not going to be responding with just big objectives like the Roche or tier 2s. Just use your ultis, be it a Chrono, a Black Hole, a Doom, even if it's a support. Just get it out of the way. It's not like it's going to matter all that much if you have it or not. Big fights are not really going to be coming.
Well, he was not willing to hold it for too long. Used it, they get the kill. A couple of items are filtering out right now. Abed finishes his Maelstrom, but it feels like Blacklist can't really fight until they have BKB, so I think we're looking at a protracted period of farming there for the Radiant side.
Yeah, they have to do it, right? Talon are the ones that are gonna be pressuring in this game, especially when they get a Blink Dagger on the Tiny. But even now, they are making a nice beeline towards the Doom.
See if they can actually get this kill. They should be able to find it. Gabby very quickly dispatched there. Not so sure what more Talon can get out of this. They were pinging towards the Roshan area, but it's a little bit too early. And Gabby can still, you know, return into the game. Doesn't have the Doom, but they can't kill the Roshan fast enough. They will be forced to just push the tier 1 tower instead.
That's nice, and also with you pushing aggressively on the top lane, it's gonna spook the Gyro on the bottom, so Palos is probably just gonna be going back there as well, because you understand, through the twin gate they come and then you're just dead.
Mounting this push still. Bottom, Palos really wants the tier 1. Nakashi is not gonna let him have it, and looks like a fight might develop in the top lane. As they TP in Gabby. He has Doom available in another 20 seconds. But so far, just his mere presence is scaring off Talon. They don't really want to go for this. But Tims just gets caught randomly in the trees. Tims? Hoodwink? Question mark?
Well, you think you're a squirrel, you're super fast, you can scurry away, and you forget that you're versus an Oracle and the Tiny, which are like super good supports to deal with you.
Well, deal with him they do, and that's gonna open up the space to get the tier 1 tower. Gonna suddenly open up much more of the map, realize some potential dreams of a Roshan. Man, that's... You know, people often underestimate just how much a support death can actually mean to the overall state of the game. Might not be getting thousands of gold for that one kill, but much more space than a bigger kill would have gone to them right now.
Him being off the map is a big deal. Doom did buy a blink, so this is why Blacklist are currently going for smoke. You need the mid lane tower open so that you have more access to the parts of the map. So this is why they're gunning for this part of the map.
I'm gonna get the kill onto Yokam, bringing down this Tiny. That's very unfortunate. That's the second time now that they try to go for a move, and Yokam is the one that they find. I'm not sure this gives them enough space to take the tower, Harry, if I'm honest. This might help, though. If they can find the Ponyo kill, that's the difference maker they need, and they should be able to get it. A double kill for Abed. With this Wind Ranger, they're going to steal some of this Ancient stack as well, and hopefully, for them, it'll lead into a tier 1 tower middle, too.
I mean, obviously, you want the mid lane tower down so that you can do this. If you can do this even with the tower being up, that's not too bad for you. I don't think they have the guts to go for the tower right now. There's still gonna be Avalanche, the Onslaught. Those are really tough spells to go into, though. The problem is once the Primal Beast has the BKB, which is quite soon, it is gonna be that many times harder to actually take that tower down.
To be fair, they still do have the Doom available, so they could try and make a move with the smoke. Here towards middle though, MJZ scouting out these Talon heroes with the spirits. And give them enough information that they're like, yeah, the more prudent course of action is to just leave this area. Go somewhere else.
Oh, Gyro is
just
caught.
keep farming up. Top lane, they found the Gyro potentially, but who found who? WS. He's the one that needs to get away. Doesn't have his BKB just yet, Jahiri. He's trying to run away. Homing missile connects onto him. Palos trying to keep him close, hoping that Gabby can find the spells, but the distance is too great. While this is happening, the supports are being picked off elsewhere on the map. WS has created space, baby. And now they actually might decide to make a turnaround here. TP going into the top lane from the Tiny. He's the only one that's gonna go though. So he'll just be there. Almost solo kills Palos. Now WS really wants to get back in, thinking about bringing down this gyro. They see him underneath the observer ward, but they're not gonna chase.
Jokem is chasing. He has a blink.
You okay? You okay?
Is
No,
he
is this the read? Is he gonna get it?
A BKB is coming to the gyro.
Oh my god. The BKB arrives, but it arrives too late. The gyrocopter is dead. Solo killed by the Yokam Tiny.
Okay, if there was ever a perfect time to kill a hero, that's pretty much it. Like, there's no better timing to kill him than what we just saw. Because with the BKB, it's a completely different story. He might even turn on the Tiny there, but this was just beautiful. So what WS does is he goes for the gyro. He forces rotations. With those rotations, there's gonna be openings on the other side of the map. And this is kind of what Blacklist's lineup is supposed to do. Apply pressure, and then get pickoffs. With the Tiny blink, it's much easier now. The gyro dying, I really wasn't expecting that, but still, this is amazing, and this is why we see this 5k goal lead. And this is, you talked about Blacklist. We have names. It's like old fame, and we are seeing here when it's a hard game, they just can't really perform that well. Though versus this kind of a lineup, you need to perform like at the highest level.
Unfortunately, the game just gets harder as they end up losing Gabby yet again. And honestly, the way I've been thinking about Dota lately is team composition is primarily about giving you options to do various things on the map. This Blacklist lineup just feels so constrained in what they can actually accomplish. I mean, they're still waiting for BKBs, and they're going to be bleeding heroes left, right, and center. Already lost Gabby. Now he's going to be joined by MJZ in the grave. Tier 2 tower's going to fall as well. They're busy losing their ancient stack. Absolutely nothing is going their way right now. And unfortunately, absent BKBs on all of their cores and them going in tandem together, I don't see how the situation changes right now.
Okay, so they're gonna have they have the BKB on the gyro, and they're gonna have the BKB on the Wind Ranger. So in general, team fight wise, you are still okay. The thing is, you're losing places to team fight at. This is way too many towers dropping. A tier 2 dying before the Roche does is usually a bad indicator. So now Talon, in my mind, they can just continue shoving the waves, never giving a fight to Blacklist, and just slowly waiting for those mistakes to chip down on the BKBs. That's what you do. That's how you win the game. You don't have to do anything super special from now on forward, because this first 20 minutes went perfect for him.
I'm gonna steal a Tormentor. They took a Wisdom Rune as well. This game is starting to basically play itself when you have this kind of commanding lead. But they're still gonna make the positive plays. They smoke up, looking for Blacklist. And Blacklist, they scan just before these heroes arrive, so they're not gonna know what's happening. Oh no, the scan just ended. They think they're safe, but they're not. Fortunately, it's only Tims that's showing close to these heroes right now. But Yokam, he'll not only find Tims, but also access MJZ as well. Both of them get bursted down. No supports means probably an easy tier 2 tower in this mid lane, and Talon just cannot be resisted anywhere on this map right now.
I mean, you look at the lanes and you understand how this game is going. You don't have to look at the net worth. You don't have to look at the kill score. It's just, where are the lanes? Okay, they are all in front of the Blacklist base. At that point, you cannot play. You have these squishy supports that are just gonna die to the Avatar's back and into the hands of the cores. And there's not much you can do about it. So Blacklist, this is one of the moments where you might just smoke and you just go. You know that they know you're coming, but you just go. Team fight is the only thing that is left, and it's not going to be given to you next to your tower. It has to be in an open area where Talon actually feel comfortable going for it, and on your own tower it might be even super hard because there's a false promise in the backlines. Overall, just a super clean game from Talon.
Alright, here it comes. That smoke is necessary because they are taking Roshan on the side of Talon. Fortunately though, Blacklist have an observer ward that's giving them very clear vision of this happening. Unfortunately for them though, they took too long with the smoke. Roshan might be dead before they arrive. They are rushing their way over. They just picked up a Shiva's God for the Doom, but it's too late. Leshrak's about to have an Aegis. I have to fight through Leshrak, Aegis, and the false promise. They can't get you in time. They're still looking for the fight. They're underneath an observer ward, so once the smoke ends, They'll have perfect vision from Talon's side as well, and that's indeed what happens. He can't afford to be here anymore, Harry Freak. WS, sorry, jumps forward, finds the pulverize onto Abed. Do they want the Wind Ranger? No, they just want to zone him away from the rest of his team. Gabby's caught on the far side of the map, unable to really do much, but Palos goes in with the BKB and the full salvo of spells, doing quite a lot, but not enough. Force the BKB TP out. WS does end up dying though. The Doom from Gabby brings him down, but Gabby will certainly pay for this with his life. The 1-1 trade, but given the game state, Blacklist will definitely take it.
But it's not good enough. That's the thing. The waves are still pushed in, and you might look at the fight currently. In terms of gold, it's gonna be okay for Blacklist. But in terms of what happens now, with the tier 2s dropping, with the waves continuing to be pushed towards your base, it is not good. But Blacklist were forced to take that fight. It was just a part of the game where you cannot go back. Gyro in
They
trouble.
might not be able to go back with Gyro. He doesn't have a BKB anymore. He used it to escape the fight bottom. He's dead for sure. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't even be too mad if they called it. This is... I mean, this Gyrocopter doesn't even have the Aghanim Scepter just yet. How on earth is he supposed to be able to scale and keep up with the Naga without that item?
He can't do it. I mean, you're the gyro expert, but it is... the game moved too fast for a gyro, right? You would have hoped that at this point in the game you would have to get the BKB to fight, but he needed to get it earlier because of how Talon moved in the early mid game, and it's just what it is. This is what we talked about. Bottom lane fight didn't go well enough for Blacklist. Your BKBs are down, the waves are pushed in. No matter what you try to do on the map, you're gonna get hunted down.
All right, so let's try Theorycraft. What do they do next? So they're about to lose Palos. They probably end up losing this tier 2 middle, given where all the creeps are. Tier 2 bottom is in danger as well. Ponyo might be able to push it in solo as an Oracle, which is ridiculous. I'm just trying to think of what items they can actually buy going forward. Gyro obviously needs his eggs. Gabby, man, what does Gabby need? Gabby feels like he's stuck in that wonderful place of one more item syndrome. Like, he definitely needs a BKB, you know, an Ags would be nice at some point. The Oxygen is necessary for him as well.
It's
a
not
refresher.
one more item. he needs 3 more items here, Snare, and it's not looking good for him. The thing is, Blacklist's lineup at this point, once you get the BKBs, there are no big power spikes. It is, you get progressively stronger, which sucks in a situation they're currently in, because that's not what's gonna be happening at all.
Taking the tier 2 middle. They're about to take away Tim's life in the top side of the map as well. And poor Tim's. Tim's had a rough game. It has not been easy going for our Hoodwink. From the misses of bushwhacks, thanks to chops of trees, it's not been fun. Well, Gabby hasn't enjoyed himself much either. The two of them have really had a torrid time of things. As Gabby yet again loses his life. 6th death on the Doom in this game.
I like how you mentioned that you wouldn't be mad if they called it. I've been seeing quite a lot lately that teams refuse to call GG, and you know, in terms of late game team fights, Blacklist still have a shot, but this is a game where you're gonna need to buy like 15 minutes of time out of nothing versus a Lesh lineup. That's almost impossible. Abed got scanned, so they knew he was there, but lucky for him, speedy enough to escape.
To be fair, this is the kind of stuff that he's doing right now that can delay the game for them. Just skirting around the edges of the map. If you could assassinate a courier or two, that would be nice, but draw attention. Because now we are at that point where the game is functionally about, can Palos get enough items to solo carry the game? After this Ags, what are we thinking? Chrysalis, at some point he needs Rapier, but do you want him to finish the full Daedalus first, or just Chrysalis into Rapier?
Crystal, you have to have the Daedalus. You have to have the Daedalus. The item is just way too strong nowadays. Crystallis isn't enough. You talked about scurrying around the map. Doesn't work too well versus a Tiny, and the Primal Beast does it. The difference is too high. Usually if you would look at the Blacklist lineup, it'd be like, okay, they can defend the high ground, they have the ET, they can be super annoying. Versus the Oracle, that doesn't really work all that well. Plus the gold lead is too big. It is too huge at this moment.
13,000 gold. Carry to carry, Palos is 5,000 gold behind the Naga Siren. But more worryingly is that both Gabby and Abed do not really have a game. Yokam looking for another victim. He finds Tim's yet again in the trees. But this time around, the Squirrel is able to scurry away. staying alive, but will not be able to do much more to protect the tier 3 tower. As Talon now looking for their first lane of Rex.
Yep, they are gonna be going for it. Also, one change. The Fortune's End does not purge off the Echo Stomp. It is strong dispels only. I have no idea when that was changed. Like, it didn't always work like that. But you find something out each day.
With Dota, you find something out each game, my friend. As Yokem will not be able to get his target. Instead, Barlos goes in with the cooldown and the huge amount of Black Cannon damage. But unfortunately, it's not enough. As Twen and Akashi, they just deal that much more. Abed jumping in after Akashi with the focus fire. Can he kill him? He's trying to go for it. He misses the power shot. Akashi stays alive, not going to get brought down. And that's 3 heroes that they've lost on the side of Blacklist, not getting anything out of this engagement.
I'm really liking that we at least got to see the power of the Blacklist lineup. You were 15k gold behind with the enemy team having an Aegis and you got so many heroes low. Imagine if this game was closer to even, how strong of a teamfight Blacklist actually have. But the difference, as we mentioned, it is too high. Also, the Oracle there using the Fate's Edict onto the Wind Ranger instead of his own hero. That was a slight mistake, especially because there was a BKB active on the Wind, so not really gonna get disarmed. But either way, even with small mistakes like that, they just played the game so well that it's not gonna matter at this point. And this is the one last smoke they're going
Jump up. Gabby waiting for that Hail Mary play. They will actually find these 2 supports, so not gonna be a wasted effort coming in from them. Actually a pretty big deal, as it does make sure that Talon cannot push into their base. Okay, this is somewhat delayed proceedings. And look, you were mentioning how close they came to winning that fight. One big difference if they were to rerun that engagement is now MJC has a level 2 on the Earth Splitter. And he hit like 3 heroes the last time around. So imagine if he got them with the level 2. That fight would have been very different in the end.
Yeah, would have been different. Though the thing I don't like what they're doing right now, you got 2 support kills, you just rushed for a tower. Teams make this, I would say, mistake, because you need to shove out the waves. Right now, the 2 supports are gonna come back, and you're still gonna be in a position where you have to go and push out the waves, giving various plays that Talon can go for in terms of pickoffs.
At the same time, I also get it, right?
Screw the towers.
You've been seeing this tower just standing there the whole game, like sort of... It's sort of taunting you, right? It's like, yeah, you couldn't even get a tower, bro. You suck. 30 minutes in, you still have a tier 1. For your own sake, it's like, for the sake of emotional peace, I gotta take the tower, man.
Yeah, true. I guess, and even the fans, like, you didn't even take all of the tier 1 towers. Now they can say, we did. We didn't get crushed all that much.
Yeah. Well, Talon wants to crush them finally right now. Yokem jumping forward. He finds the gyrocopter. They get him before he BKBs, but he does get it off as the pulverizer's connecting, and now they're turning the fight. Earth Splitter onto 2 with a big call down flat cannon combination. And once more, we do see glimmers of potential as Blacklist actually get a kill onto Yokem and almost bring down 3 other heroes as well. So Talon, they get hit on the mouth, they get pushed back, and not this is also going to do buy more time. You said you want 15 minutes of board time? They've at least got 5 right now.
Yeah, 5 is good. It's actually perfect, and this is a mistake from Talon. You have an Oracle, you want to stay in the backlines and just heal people, but they're jumping in, and this is just what some teams do. They feel super strong, like, let's go. The thing is, you look at Naga lineups usually suck at teamfight, right? And Blacklist rivalry lineup, it's like the teamfight lineup. You have everything. The only thing better would be if you had like a Mars instead of a Doom, but doesn't matter. It's still amazing, right? And then you jump into their hands, into that Astral Spirit, and into the hands of the Gyro. This is like the outcome every single time. Your supports might just die without even being part of the engagement. But also, the reason why that fight went so well was the Shackle Shot. If the Shackle Shot doesn't catch WS and the Tiny, the Gyro might die, and then it's a completely different story.
Shackle Shot, Abed is going in for the D-Lance. After this, probably going to get a Hurricane Pike down the line. So we really are leaning into just playing the edges of the fight, annoying them. They actually might find WS here. He was posturing very far forward. Doesn't get caught out though. Blinks back in time. And Blacklist are doing the right thing, posturing around this area to make sure that when Roshan does return, they don't know when it's going to happen, but they cannot afford to give it up as freely as they did. I don't think they survive a game with a second round of a Leshrac Aegis.
Yeah, but look at Talon is doing the smart thing, right, as well. They shove in the bottom lane, and then they're just sending the illusions to the top and in the middle, and they go for a smoke when the creeps are at the base. They're gonna know that Blacklist are not gonna be at full strength.
Blacklist. They're gonna get scouted out. Palos gets seen by an Inaga illusion. But Talon, they don't want to make the full jump for this one just yet. They don't have absolute vision of the area. The Blacklist certainly have much more commanding presence here in terms of their actual wards placement. So, easier for them to fight. Talon realized this. They're going to try to go for these D wards. And they will succeed. So now we're back to parity in terms of the ward situation. But like you mentioned, Blacklist have more pressing concerns. They have to send back the Hoodwink to deal with these waves back home.
If Talon are smart, they're not going to fight.
He finds the toss back. He gets it out onto the
target.
ET. MJZ is actually going to be killed off here. Does a buyback. Will use it immediately. Will he be able to get himself back into this fight? And from that, Talon, they just back off. They don't want to keep things going so far. They're content with just stalling things out and waiting for Roche.
They're smart. They're smart. Keep the tension. Go back to the waves. Now, when you see that everybody's going to come back, the thing is, this is the Roche that is giving Blacklist a chance to fight. If there was no Roche to play around, Talon would just spread around the map. And look at that. They're just sending the Lash towards the top lane. They don't care that much.
So Roshan, well, technically when Roche comes back, that's a full minute before nighttime. But they are covering both their bases, just keeping control of these portals, knowing that Blacklist have limited options in terms of where they can play the map.
It's so hard to play if you're Blacklist. You're gonna have to make some tough decisions. Maybe even decide to at some point give away a lane of racks so that you can get a team fight going. That is just the state of the game that is up for them. And okay, they let go of the area they were controlling. This long Roche respawn really did hurt Blacklist. If it was earlier, they could have maybe pushed for something. Now it's just gonna be impossible.
We've already seen Gabby start to push out waves. They're trying to reverse the equilibrium of these lanes against them, which makes a lot of sense given what's happened, but it also means that Roshan control will be abdicated. And they see it on the side of Talon. We've got 90 seconds, or 70 seconds, excuse me, to take the Roche, and they definitely will be able to do it. Easy Aegis. Lesh now has 3 lives, so good luck, have fun, Blacklist. Good luck, my friends.
Yeah, also the thing is that they're gonna be pushing high ground during nighttime. Much easier for the Oracle to keep himself hidden. That's also gonna be a factor when you're coming into that fight, because killing a Lesh, he's probably gonna be the only one pushing when there's an Oracle behind you. You don't have a repositioning tool other than a small like pull-in with the bushwhack. So this is gonna be very rough for Blacklist, but they're in a much better spot than they were 10 minutes ago. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Gyro, oh, he's going for a Satanic, so I don't know if that's gonna be enough damage. I understand that surviving means that you're doing more, but I would say people need to die faster.
Yeah, I fundamentally disagree with this decision. I mean, he already survived the attempt on his life when they came high ground to toss him back. And I feel like as Gyro, if you can survive that, your job is to then do what he did. BKB, call down, and stand your ground. So if you have Daedalus, you do that much more effectively. Hell, even if you had an MKB threatened by the Butterfly of Naga, I'd feel better about it than this Butterfly, or than this Satanic. I don't know, fam. But I also understand, you know, because he knows that if he dies, the game just immediately ends, and there's no recourse for his team. So maybe the rationale is, like you say, stay alive during the fight. Maybe we don't kill them, but maybe in the fight, if they just see me go back to full, they're dissuaded from taking the second round. So maybe that's the rationale, I think.
Yeah, the second round is not something that Talon would want to do. So it might be... It could turn out to be a solid item. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just... doesn't feel like I'm trying to win at the moment. It feels like I'm trying to delay this game for another 10 minutes, which, sure, fine, that's good, but I don't know if that's just gonna be allowed. And even if you delay it, if Talon played a little bit smarter than they did in terms of not jumping you at all, it might not do anything. We'll see. I think Talon still, if they just shove in the waves, slowly approach the push, don't go too aggressive, keep their supports hidden, that Blacklist are pretty much at the mercy.
I will say that if he gets to the next item after the Titanic, he's gonna look like a genius. He'll be like, I told y'all. Could get through that phase of the game, boys. Don't worry about it. But we'll see. Right now, they have him in their sights. Talon really want to jump him. Yocam is waiting for the opportunity. So is WS. They want to get that immediate disable on the gyro. But he's playing kind of carefully right now. Not overextending himself.
Don't jump.
Only
If
somebody
you're
in the team
Talon,
could buy a
don't
Wind
jump.
Waker, bro.
That would
But
be,
it's so tempting. Harry, it's so tempting, dude.
No, no, no. Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it. Like, you're giving them an opportunity.
Gabby will actually jump instead. They're going on to WS. ET Splitter will be there with the stomp onto both him and Yocam. So the initiators from Talon cannot initiate in this fight. Yocam will be the first one to die as they expend the Oracle spells to keep WS alive. Successfully, I might add, but that also means that this push is
it?
over, at least for now. Oh!
It's not
Doom gonna kill him?
successful.
It's actually gonna kill him. Oh my god. Dude, the last tick actually killed him.
What the hell? Like, why are they doing this? Just keep pushing with Naga Illusions, keep your heroes hidden, super far behind, and don't try to go for plays. And they're like, oh guys, I'm at the defender's gate, I'm maybe gonna catch them. You shouldn't actually be even thinking about how to win this game. You already have the answer right in front of you. You almost killed both of the remaining tier 3s, but this is just Blacklist being given chances back in the game, which does make it more interesting. But this is the thing. I don't know if these teams can beat the other ones in the qualifier with one side with this kind of impatience. I'd say that's not a good sign.
So Winter, who is currently casting our other upper bracket game, since he's going to be a quick pick off here. Winter, anybody who's listened to him talk about C Dota has long lamented the inability of C teams to close out the game in a clean and consistent fashion. And I think that's what we're kind of seeing in this situation. If they were like, I think 10% cleaner, the game would have been over 10 minutes ago.
Exactly.
But nonetheless, here we are. It's a good time to be. It's fun.
Yeah, it's definitely
As
fun.
they're
But
gonna-
they still got a pick off and they're gonna go for another push. Ancient Guardian on the gyro, perfect item for him.
How is he getting so lucky? That's wonderful. Okay. He's perfectly positioned for this high ground defense. They actually get the stomp out onto Chuen. Akashi's going to be deployed to actually beat the tier 3 tower. Gabby, they really want to try and find this kill. They don't have the Doom just yet though, but they will find Yocam. They really want to get him down. Not going to be able to get it with the false promise, bailing him out of trouble. And WS make sure that they can't go forward by keeping and disabling Abed. Sadly though, that means that Palos has free reign in this fight, and a free gyrocopter means mass amounts of damage. They
What
have
a
been
stun.
tearing through these Talon heroes, but the stun from Chuen make sure that they keep both Gabby and the gyrocopter at bay, killing off the gyro in the process and bouncing Gabby back into the base. They buy back though on the side of Blacklist. They want to keep this game going. MJZ forced off past the gyrocopter, past the Leshrac. They're holding the pony in position. And MJZ somehow still alive. Shackle Shot will be there from Abed. Chuen, can he get this TP out? Akashi provided the cover with the song, and that cover will be successful. So they end up losing 3 heroes and the Aegis, but they draw 3 buybacks out of Blacklist.
Okay, so now it seems that's just the way they want to end the game, in a old-fashioned way. You are gonna go for a buyback and then just one more kill on the gyro, and that's about it. Talon didn't buy back on any of their heroes. They did lose 3 of them plus the Aegis, but overall, one more fight like this and the game is just over, right? So plus the gyro won't have his buyback for the Roche fight. So in general, it's not too bad for Talon, but again, unnecessarily aggressive.
That fight honestly could have gone anyway. I think Palos got a little bit unlucky with some of his procs from the Aghanims. A little bit better luck from his side. Might have been able to survive that fight. Not have to buy back in the first place. But the most important part about all of this is that the buildings still stand. Still have 2 lanes of racks to punch through. So Blacklist still have levers to pull if you want to keep delaying this game.
Not gonna lie, even if you get mega creeps, once the gyro has the Daedalus, once he has the rapier, it is gonna be super tough. Plus, we've seen so many times that Talon jump in with the tiny, and the initiation doesn't work out. Of course, in the later portions of the game, once you have the Wind Waker, which is probably gonna be the next item for Jocam, it's gonna be easier to jump in and get yourself out, but even versus mega creeps, Blacklist can't play if the game is delayed enough. And well, from the second I said 15-20 minutes, 16 minutes have passed here, so that's pretty good for Blacklist.
This is C Dota, my friend. From the beginning, I told you, strap in. Gonna be here for a minute. I'll admit I was doubting myself at like 35 minutes, but I knew my C boys would pull through. And now, will they pull through and kill the gyrocopter? They've got the hex, they've got the control, they've got the kill, and he's got no buyback, Harry. Alright, the game just ended. MJZ, what can you do here, my friend? Abed will just be watching, trying to kill with the focus fire Yocam, but this is gonna be a conciliatory kill. Just as a nice consolation at best, but he's not even gonna get it. He ends up dead here. Akashi zoning back Gabby and Tim's, not allowing them access to the fight. As Trent now chasing the little squirrel through the trees. Not gonna be able to find the kill just yet. In the meantime though, Gabby's spells do manage to bring down the Primal Beast, but he has buyback. He's returning to this game. It's 80 seconds where you are playing 5 versus 2. And Gabby trying to at least make it 5 versus 4, or 4 versus 2, excuse me, as he's looking for Yocam, but Yocam does not die. Has a Glimmer Cape to help him out, has his team to ensure the kill. Now the whole crew is back. He is dead, and the game is over. GG, well played is called. Blacklist rivalry. Throw in the towel and give Talon Esports the game 1 victory.
Yeah, took a little bit longer than